I really enjoyed making my I don't like my favorite game video. It took a while to finish, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm making another one. This time I want to tell you about the first game I've ever played in my life. It's called Grand Chase. Now, some of you might have heard of that before, or maybe even recognize it. That's because it was shut down in 2015, but was later revived on Steam Early Access in 2021. It was on the featured page on Steam for like 2 days, I think, so maybe that's where you recognize it from. Originally released in August 2003 in Korea, but we didn't get an official release here until like 2010, if I remember correctly. I don't remember much of the details, but I was just a young itty-bitty tiny boy, never even kissed a woman before. Well, not that I've done that now, but that's not the point. How I learned about the existence of this game is from my sister. She introduced this game to me and I didn't really know what to feel because I've never played any video games prior to this, but it sure looked fun, slashing and whacking away at monsters. The graphics at the time weren't really amazing, but it definitely stood out than the rest. You gotta keep in mind, 2003 had games like Beyond Good and Evil, Call of Duty, and Mario Kart Double Dash, so they were sort of competing with the big boys. Anyways, my family didn't have a family computer, so I asked my father if I could play using his laptop when he gets back from work, and thankfully he allowed me to. Now, the next step is getting an ID and password. Similar to my L-Sort video, I asked my sister to make me one. Then she did. There it is, my personal account. I was just thrown in there and left to explore what gaming is about, and it did not disappoint. Now, I want you to remember that this is the classic version, not the Steam revived version, so many things here are different. Grand Chase is an MMORPG developed by KOG, the same developers that made L-Sort, so that's why the characters are somewhat similar. Back then, you start off with 3 characters to choose from. Elysis, sword-wielding knight, Lyre, an elf archer, and Armin, a magician. I started with Elysis because she had a big sword and I thought that was cool. I remember loving the gameplay so much. But there was some jank with it that holds it back. Like for example, when you attack, you can't really run or dodge, you just stuck there and hope the enemy doesn't attack. Movement is very limited and there's no combos here. You can't make flashy combo chains or anything like that. This guy is going to attack and I'm in the middle of my animation like this. You know, what do I do? Oh, I should just walk or do this. But you can't. But it was still very much enjoyable for the time. I couldn't play for long because my father would come home at around 6 or 7 PM and I would have to go to bed at 10 PM, so I couldn't play as much as I wanted to. I had school the next day unfortunately, except weekends, of course. For the next few weeks I played almost every day. Now, let me tell you something. There are other characters besides the 3 I mentioned. However, to get them, first you must play a specific dungeon where you meet them for the first time. And then in the shop, you could purchase a scroll that unlocks a quest to unlock said character. As of now, there are 21 characters, but when I played, there were only, quote-unquote, 13. And the quests that you have to do to unlock them are absolutely ridiculous. For example, Seacard, my favorite character in the game and my main. To unlock him, you have to play this dungeon 11 times and then this dungeon 12 times. And that's not even close to the worst. To unlock Dio, you have to play both of these dungeons 40 times each. And the worst one is Rufus. Or Rufus. Rufus? My 3rd favorite character in the game. To unlock him, get this, you gotta play these 2 dungeons 50 times each. 50 times! That's just to unlock them. Then you have to level them up from level 1 and then you have to gear them. Absolutely ridiculous. But thankfully at some point they changed it so that all the characters are already unlocked upon playing. Thank God. Each character has 4 classes that they can unlock. For example, Seacard starts off as Gladiator. At level 20 he can become a Warlord. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds like a warmonger. Level 40 Duelist, and finally level 60 Prime Knight. Each class is entirely different, and just because Prime Knight is higher than Duelist doesn't mean it's better. It's all up to preference. As I was saying, at some point my Atlasus was level 50-ish, and I asked my sister why I didn't get the other classes, and how do I unlock the other characters, because at this point I only understood very basic English, so I couldn't navigate everything on my own. Well, I remember thinking the big yellow invite button was like a boss battle. So she explained to me everything and what I had to do, and to her shock, I was still using level 20-ish equipments. It's a miracle I made it this far. That's just one of the many memories I can recall. I'm not even gonna talk about PvP because that's absolutely busted, like genuinely it's just broken. I'm getting off track here, but that's pretty much about it. I stopped playing Granches when Elsword came out and I played that instead. However, still to this day, I would say Granches is a classic. Looking back at it, it's probably the reason why I like certain types of games more nowadays, like hack and slash, fast-paced action, and among the rest. I don't know what else to say. Is this video even 5 minutes? Oh well. I recently played Granches again, this time from Steam, which is how I got the footage for this video, and I gotta say, it's okay, but it really doesn't hold up well to the test of time. There's too many minor problems with it, but I won't get into that. Anyways, thank you for listening. I really enjoy making these types of videos while I work on another video, so if there's anything you'd like to hear from me, please let me know. But for now, I will see you very soon. Adios.